Hi there, friends. Before we dive in, we want to let you know something important. While this podcast does feature a marriage and family therapist, we are not your therapist. This is a space for informational and educational purposes only. We're here to have a deep conversation over coffee. If you find yourself feeling stuck or overwhelmed, we encourage you to reach out to a trusted therapist, counselor, coach in your area who can give you personalized support you deserve. Because let's be real, life is way too hard to go at it alone, and your emotions are way too valuable to ignore. Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. While we never want to claim that we have a favorite guest or more important guest on our podcast, today's guest, especially for Dr. Glenn and Phyllis, is probably the most special person we have had on the podcast so far. And that is Asher Hill, their 16-year-old grandson, who is coming on today to share what it's like to be a 16-year-old and how he has grown up with these tools and incorporated them into his everyday life. He is the son of Sky and Meg Hill, and you've heard them on the podcast a few different times now, but most recently we've heard from Meg as she has been sharing her cancer journey over the last 16 months. And Asher is going to share so raw and vulnerable what that has looked like for him as her son and how he is processing what he is experiencing. I am so honored to have an ear into this episode and so thankful that he was willing to come on and share his voice. So without further ado, let's dive in.
After 3 sentences, heightened emotion, it's almost like your brain goes into like a fog. You can't hear the next 4, 5, 6 sentences. And I think that's true at your age and younger. Like in parenting, that's, it's one of those things, or even just getting along with your peers.
Hello, world.
Hi, friends. Well, we are super excited today to have someone extremely special to us in the studio. Our grandson, Asher Edward Hill.
Ooh, wow.
And many of you have at least been aware of the story that they've been going through for the last year and a half. Wow. And so I know we've had Sky on the podcast a couple of times, and we've had Meg on as well. And today we have their oldest son, Asher, with us. So welcome, Asher.
Thank you.
Well, actually, we have their oldest son and their youngest son.
Their only son. Thank you.
So,
Thank you, Papa.
that's cool.
That's very helpful. So for the sake of the listeners, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and just your kind of right now, what you're doing in life and all of that.
Okay, so I'm Asher, of course. Play football for FCA. Sophomore in high school. That's crazy. I love it, but kind of worried about it, to be honest. And then it's kind of just me. I just play football. So.
So wait, what's the worried about it?
Well, I don't know. Just high school. Like, it's just a crazy thing. And, like, first year high school was fun, but, I mean, it just gets harder as you go. So.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about high school?
Well, I just started driving, and I guess that's age, but that's just going to be super fun, like, after football games. All right, okay, so I guess football games are really fun. High school football is a blast. Like, it's super fun. Probably just friends. I'm not, like, a big school guy, but the atmosphere with friends and stuff is so fun. Yeah.
And what's the worst part?
School. Just like normal school. Yeah.
That's a big answer. School.
No, I just don't like school, but it's all good.
So the academic part of school.
Yeah, for sure.
Friends, great. Football, great.
Yeah, everything's great except school.
Except the academics.
Yeah, but I'm getting a hold of it. So
There's such a weird dynamic we set up many generations ago that the best plan is to put Asher in a seat and say, sit there for 7 hours.
My personality does not like that.
And it works for some kids, but a lot of kids, that's not the best.
Well, one kid I know is like all A's honor roll in my grade, younger than me, and does fantastic. And then like me over here, like I'm trying to get out of that to go do other stuff.
Right. It's just so cookie cutter.
Yeah, for sure.
Just to assume that every kid's the same. And we're not.
Not at all.
So that makes it challenging. I hear that.
So, part of the conversation, it was kind of interesting. It was your dad and I that were talking about you and a car ride that you and I had in the last few weeks. And I just said, oh my goodness, Asher, you're so great at doing the core emotion wheel. And then you're so great at oohing me when I do the core emotion wheel.
Yeah.
And I just said, to your dad in that moment, I said, I would love to have Asher on the podcast because I think that most parents don't get to experience their kids as emotionally intelligent as you are.
Yeah.
And to be able to tune in to yourself and to be able to express what's happening with you. And, you know, I would say the last year and a half with what your mom's been going through, that's been what I would say most 16-year-olds do not have to go through.
Yeah.
So it's a heightened time in your life.
For sure.
You already mentioned like the challenges of just being in high school and the challenges with the academics and then the peer group and, you know, even like the joy of driving and the football games. But you've always got this added thing going on in your life.
Yeah.
But before we talk about that specifically, we would love to hear, just kind of think back your memories of connection codes.
Oh.
Like
way back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when,
All right.
what are some of your early memories of connection codes? And I have some, like I think about you and your cousins, but I'd love to hear what some of your early memories are.
Well, first off, it wasn't called connection codes. It was, what was it called?
Oh, okay.
Intimacy codes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I remember one of the big things when I was like growing up and going to y'all's house was we'd go into the garage and that like big banner would be on there. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I found out it was your business and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, let me just say real quickly,
Okay.
just for the audience, that I quit being called the intimacy codes because we're basically saying, oh, this dad needs to be intimate with his 16-year-old daughter. And it's like, ooh, that sounds kind of weird in this culture. And it technically is true, but
Yeah.
so
I don't know about that.
we eventually changed it because it's really all about connection. And of course, it's expanded and expanded and expanded. I'm a marriage therapist by vocation. So it initially grew out of marriage, but then to realize, oh, well, no. Parents connect with their children. Bosses connect with their employees. Neighbors connect with their neighbors. Cousins connect with cousins. So to realize it's all about the human, which I did not realize at first. It's just the human condition. Yeah. Marriage is one of those human connectors, but it's not just marriage. It's any relationship.
Yeah.
So keep going. Sorry.
Okay. No. That's all good. So early memories. Well, we used to fight a lot. That was like
Who?
around everyone, all the cousins.
Oh,
It
the
was-
cousins.
It was
Okay.
insane.
I
No,
thought
yeah.
you meant we and
No,
fought
no,
with you.
no.
Okay, your
No, it's been pretty
cousins.
chill. Yeah.
You got quite a few.
Yeah, that was. I think it was just because of the quantity. Because someone would want to do something, someone disagreed, someone would join the disagreement, and then someone like wanted to do it. But just fighting a lot, I remember that. And then you brought in the core emotion wheel, and I feel like that almost changed the entire thing. Because like we would go fight, and then there were some times where you and Honey didn't even know what to do because we were all 8 and 9-year-olds screaming at each other. And then I remember you just sitting us down for a solid 3 hours sometimes. And
That's a lie.
no, it is
ahead,
not.
Asher.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
3
No. Because we were filming that movie with Granite a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about it because we sat down and Granite got like mad at us or something for like doing something stupid, and then we were like, "Whoa, you're sounding like Papa right now." Because in my little mind back then, it was a 3-hour conversation over someone saying something to someone. So we'd just sit down for like so long. And then this core emotion wheel came in. It was a game changer. So we'd just sit there for like 30 minutes, talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
then
do
be
have
over.
to interject, and you may
Okay.
have heard your father say this before, and I'm not claiming this is good. I'm just saying it is. So your dad, when he was young, when he was little, he claims it would be 3-hour conversations. Surely not. But there would literally be times when he would go, "Dad, can you just spank me?" He would just get so overwhelmed. And, I adore my son, I always have, but I didn't know what to do
Yeah.
with him. So I'm thinking if I give, 2 more examples, 3 more analogies, explain it one more time, give it one more shot, come at a different angle. And in all truth, probably there were plenty of 3-hour times. And of course, just Sky, your dad, my son, was just like, just whatever.
end it. Yeah.
I can't stand. And of course, your dad is so much like you, where he's like, I don't want to sit in a chair.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit in a chair for 45 minutes, much less
Yeah.
3 hours.
No,
And
yeah.
he'd just get overwhelmed.
Well, it's
get that.
that goes way back, and now we know through science that the body cannot even absorb that many words.
I'm not supposed to.
So share that protocol. That's a connection codes protocol.
Which one?
The one about how
Should know this.
after 3 sentences.
Oh, well, yeah, the research came out just a few years ago that says when there's an elevated emotion, people listen for about 3 sentences.
Wow.
And there's a pretty big study, and one of the conclusions was that you might as well go talk to a tree. If it's over 3 sentences, and then thinking about our relationship, and I think, oh my gosh, I was not 3 sentences. I was 130 paragraphs.
Yeah.
Phyllis quit listening 129 and a half paragraphs ago. And it's not because she's bad or wrong or dumb. It's because there's an elevated emotion. She's still stuck on that first 2 sentences I said.
Yeah.
And she's still thinking, wait, what did he say? What was that? And I'm off, forget it.
Yeah. Is there a thing if so the 3 sentences, and let's say y'all are arguing or whatever, and the 3 sentences are really bad, mean, you're saying something that you shouldn't be saying in a conversation because you're so mad at her, would that affect her emotions? And then those 3
Absolutely.
sentences, and then after literally the 4th sentence, you started apologizing. Would she be stuck on those for a long time after?
Well, every human's unique. There's
Yeah.
8 billion of us on the planet,
Yeah,
so
for
it's
sure.
hard to say. But probably, I think
Yeah.
there have been many, many times where that's happened.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons we kind of say apologies they're free. You can throw them in, but they don't really work.
Yeah.
Typically, that's what the research shows. So to get to the core, of course,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you're talking about. Get to the core emotions. She can hear that. If I'm able in that moment, whether 3 sentences in or 15 sentences in, to go, oh, shoot, babe, hold on. And then what we call the 3 phrases to go, I think I missed something here.
Yeah.
Wait. What happened for us? What happened? What happened? What
Yeah.
happened? What did we miss? And then get to the core where I go, I feel some guilt,
Yeah.
babe, because I think I presented that poorly. That gets us. We always say the 3 phrases they're not magic fairy dust, but they always head you back towards connection.
Yeah.
If I'm able to say to her, babe, I feel so much shame because I really presented a poor version of your husband, a poor version of your friend. That cues her and it activates her brain, and we connect through that. So the 3 phrases are ever present to just get back.
Well, I'm thinking about you were talking about your cousins. So back then there was now there's 12
Yeah.
of
There's
y'all, but
14, 15.
back then, the time you're talking about, there was probably 8 of y'all.
Yeah, for sure. 'Cause
And
this
so
is,
I can picture
5
you
years
guys
ago.
sitting around our table, and yes, there had been an argument about who was going to be the producer of the next movie and who got to hold
that
the
was a
camera
huge
and
one.
all of that. That's something y'all would fight about a lot.
So
But when y'all sat around that table and you had a chance to say what was each of you did the core motion wheel,
Yeah.
and so you got to share what your hurt was, what you're sad, what
Yeah.
you're lonely, and do you remember that? Do you remember just how? Because you said a few minutes ago that really changed,
yeah.
and that to me it almost goes back to what you're saying as far as because after 3 sentences, heightened emotion, it's almost like your brain. It goes into like a fog. You can't hear the next 4, 5, 6 sentences. And I think that's true at your age and younger. Like in parenting, that's, it's one of those things, or even just getting along with your peers. It's like you realize, wow, we're disconnecting from each other. And no matter how many words how many sentences are coming at me, it's like I can't even hear them anymore.
Yeah.
But when you slow it down and you use this tool, it's crazy how, because I just remember that day so distinctly. And I think it's interesting that it just came up again with your cousins when you guys were filming this latest movie that y'all are doing. And just the idea that day, everyone had a voice. Everyone was given a turn. And there were a lot of tears because I think where y'all were missing each other was not hearing the pain of the other.
Yeah.
And so what was your memory of that?
Just sitting around the table for sure. And then obviously, but the core emotion, whenever he brought it out, we would sit down and then Papa would be in the front of the chair and all the cousins would be right here. I just remember for a solid 3 or 4 minutes, Papa would just let us argue to see if we could get anywhere. I just remember that you would just stay quiet and you would just let us talk, and it got nowhere. And then you're okay, 1 second. So we were screaming at each other, getting nowhere, and then you would come in with this, and then everyone would have a turn, And like we all respected our turns too. Like we let someone say it. Like even if we disagreed, we just stayed silent. And I feel like that did help a lot for sure. That was some of my old memories from that. Was just this tool helped so much with just like the cousins atmosphere, especially because we're so many different personalities.
Right.
Like every single one of us has the complete opposite of the other one. So I feel like just using that was so
and
much
I
better.
would say there's 12 of you kids, but very few of them are. Do you know the term wallflower?
No.
Like that's an old. What is that? What is it when they put? What's it called when you put stuff on the wall? The
Wallpaper?
wallpaper. Thank you very much. Yes. So wallpaper, like a wallflower, you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's there, and you're like, oh yeah, the wallpaper has flowers on it, but you don't realize it. Hardly any of our grandkids are wallflowers. Each of them has a distinct, pretty strong personality, which is not good or bad. It's just a descriptor. Yeah. And because of that, it makes a lot of, activity in the room. So that makes it more challenging, which makes it can be a lot of fun too, but it certainly makes it challenging. Yeah. Another thing about that, I'll say this by way of, I don't know if it's defense or what, but, the two of us were just learning this as we went. So it's not like we had this box that we finally decided to open, whatever, when you turned 8.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I think back to our, 4 kids and just the parenting there, that we were just throwing darts in the dark, and we had no idea if we were getting anywhere close to the dartboard. And we looked around us and we saw our peers and how much they were missing. And we're like, well, note to self, don't do it that way. But we didn't know what to do. So this was just so powerful for us, but it was a gradual thing. And of course, you've heard, our story, just that we missed each other relationally for so long because we didn't know how to do this. We've always cared about each other. I mean, since the day we met, she's mattered to me. I think I've mattered to her. I hope.
Yes, you have.
Just had to check. No fear there. But we didn't know. We just didn't have the tools. I always say we're trying to get a nail in a board and we're beating on it like crazy, but we find out we're using a rock.
Yeah.
And we're smashing our thumb and it's like it hurts like crazy. And then we're like, oh, we have the wrong tool.
Wow.
We didn't know. And I don't know if I've ever shared with you, Ash, but I remember, I was in construction for years. I remember the first time I bought a nail gun.
Whoa.
And I was blown away because we'd been using a hammer, not a rock. And I was really good with a hammer. But I got a nail gun and I felt like I was cheating because you could do more in 10 minutes than you used to could do in an hour and a half. And I'm like, does the government know about this? Does God know about this? Like, this must be wrong. It's just unbelievable. And you've used a nail gun.
Yeah.
You haven't?
No, I have.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you had. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but you think about just how fast that is versus holding the nail. You miss occasionally, you hit your thumb. So I always think about that. This is the nail gun. It's just so much faster, just like you're describing. We can talk endlessly about it, but then once you get to the core and you have whatever. Haven felt hurt by what you said. I'm not judging you. I'm not condemning you. I'm not saying you're wrong or evil.
Yeah.
But she did feel pain.
Yeah,
she felt hurt by what you said.
So any more memories that pop up?
There was one when y'all first got the pool, and it was during the cousin camp. Well, did y'all get the pool? I don't know. It was new. We were new to the pool. That was so fun. But during the cousin camp, there's like someone got into like I don't even remember the argument. All I remember is sitting down on y'all's like back porch where Grandma's room was. We were all just there, and then we just all started talking. And then Papa came, or someone came out. There was one time where Granite came up with the idea.
He's doing the wheel?
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired of fighting. Let's just do this. And then we all just did it, and then we were all good. So that was like one of them where y'all didn't even notice.
Yeah. Do you remember the times that y'all would film doing the wheel?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that? Like y'all would sit on the couch and you would take turns filming the wheel?
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And I was always amazed at like how good and incredibly fast y'all were. And I mean, I'm thinking the youngest ones in that moment were probably 5 or 6 up to
Haven
10.
and Addie were in on that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Did they do the wheel?
Yeah, they were maybe like probably just turned 5.
Yeah. But it's just amazing to me that for y'all, it was not just a tool to help, but almost like y'all couldn't wait to be filmed and to do the will.
Yeah.
Like there was not a hesitancy. And, you know, I think that, well, you said it a minute ago. It's not like you guys were born into this. We were figuring it out ourselves, but we were seeing it with you guys play out. And then y'all were so aggressively on board. And then, I mean, it does blow my mind. So Granite is 2 years older than you, a year.
Yeah, I think he's 17 right now, but I'm 16. But I just turned 16.
Yeah. So so not really 2 years,
solid,
more,
like a year
little
and a
over a
half.
year.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have memories of him going, okay, I'm tired of arguing. Let's do the will.
Yeah.
You know, that it made so much sense, and which is incredible because it is just getting to the core. And you know, I kind of wanted to give the backstory of some of the fun memories of that, but pulling it into more recent, like the times that you and I have spent together over the last year and a half, and just how this has played out for you with walking through this journey with your mom having cancer. What are some of those memories?
For just me and you talking? Well, the school one. You remember that? Yeah, I had like a full-blown panic attack just in school because it was something, something triggered it. I think it was, there was like shootings around that time at schools. So I got super scared about that, but I don't even think I got scared about that because I don't really just get scared of it because it's like, it's a 1 in a billion chance. Like that's usually not going to happen. But I think it just brought up my mom's stuff. And at that time we were like, she might die in a month, which that's so hard for like, how old was I?
Well,
like
it was last year.
14.
I think you were.
I think I was 14 because it was like right before.
You hadn't had your birthday yet.
Yeah.
It was.
So that was just insane for like a 14 me saying you're not going to have your mom for the rest of your life. Like that one was just so insane for me. I just remember there was one time with my mom stuff that I think it was like 2 weeks after she was like, the doctors were like, yeah, you're going to die. I was like laying on my bed and I just remember just like sobbing. Like it was bad. Like it was really bad. And then my dad came in and then we just literally started crying together because Addie was asleep. And then he's like, you need like rest. Like you're just not going to be able to move tomorrow because I had school or whatever. And then my mom texted me like, I'm going to be okay with a white heart emoji. And I just remember thinking that moment, like, you're not. Like that's the scary thing for me. Like you're usually like the always right one. Like she's like, I mean, you know, my mom, she's insanely always right. But that was like a really crazy one for me. Like I was like, dang, you're not going to do good. And I think it was the night before. That's why I'm like almost recapping back to that. I think it was the night before school with you. So then I just remember getting in your car, the Tesla, and then we were just like sitting there and you were literally just like looking at me because I was like crying or whatever and you didn't really know what to do yet. You think you're just like letting me get my tears out. And then you were like, let's go Chick-fil-A. So then we went to Chick-fil-A. And then on the way back to your house, we just did the core emotion wheel. And that helped like crazy too. Like I just remember getting to your house and I think the veterans were there or something. So I just remember like after that I was like fine. But it was insane. Like I just kind of like a bunch of like weight just dropped off me almost, which that was insane. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say this poorly, but one of the things that I remember about that whole series of things was the school called and they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at them. I'm not criticizing them. But I want them to know what to do.
Yeah.
And our dream, as you know, our mission is to get this in every setting in the world.
Yeah.
Because they should know what to do. They shouldn't, and I don't care who it is, you happen to know us.
Yeah.
But they should be able to go, hey, dude, you know, there's a lot. Hey, there's this thing called core emotion. Well, would you sit down? I'm going to do it for you. I just want to model it for you. And would you do it with me?
Yeah.
And what an incredible opportunity. And instead, the people just go like, well, you know, Asher's upset, and I guess somebody needs to come get him. And again, we're delighted to do that.
Yeah.
But we need to know what to do, for goodness sake. We're dealing with humans here, and every human has a story. Every human has a life experience. And we have to get this into every group, every setting in the world because it's human and everybody needs it.
I love what you're describing. You felt the weight, you know, and that's part of it. It's like our bodies aren't designed to carry this kind of weight. And just, a couple of weeks ago, you and I picked you up from football and we drove out to your cousin's, and just that idea of you can't keep it inside. It's not, it scientifically messes up your body. And it is like you're just carrying extra literal weight on your back. And when you are able to tune in and to express, which, what happened a couple of weeks ago, you were like, I don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
Like it's that, which I get. I mean, I can't imagine that I hear that makes sense. I don't want to touch it. And yet your body
needs to almost.
Yes, it needs to. And it is touching it constantly, but it doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
So it's like it's running around in your body and it wants to come out, and you've got to be the facilitator of that.
Yeah.
You've got to allow it to come out.
Yeah. The crazy thing about what you were saying about how I didn't want to like touch it or whatever is when she first got diagnosed, I just did not feel emotion. Like it was crazy. It's like my mental got shut down from that side.
Yeah.
So, I first started like I was feeling it for sure, but then almost just like died because I was trying to not feel emotion because there's always so much.
Yep.
So like Addie would be crying, then my dad would be like super upset because like his wife is dying. Like, why would you not be? And then I just remember saying to myself like, okay, I'm gonna have to just pretend to be stable for just like the household, which I know that's not healthy whatsoever. But that's what like, I think that's what just like came over me. Yeah. And I was like, I just need to do this. And that was the first time I did it, like in the Tesla at the school day. Was I just didn't like want to do it. That was like a big thing for me because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to fake that she's not here if she does go. So I was just starting to do it early almost. Yeah.
The equivalent of that is like, do you know how many times you're going to inhale today?
Probably a lot.
Roughly.
I don't know.
Average human is about 23,000 times a day.
Yeah.
But we don't really care what the number is.
No.
What we do care about is how many times you exhale, because it needs to be the same number as you inhale. And we actually know this. If you kept inhaling and you didn't exhale, your cells would explode. It would kill you, literally. You would have an aneurysm because your cells can't handle that much oxygen. Well, your cells have to have oxygen. Well, yeah, but they're supposed to be inhale, exhale, inhale.
Yeah.
Well, emotions are the same way. I'm not worried about how many times you feel an emotion. All I'm worried about is if you know what to do with it.
Yeah.
If you know how to exhale it, if you know how to process it. Because if you don't,
it's pretty bad.
your brain's going to explode. The mind literally will fracture, and then you cease being Asher. You're just completely paralyzed.
Yeah.
And just like you're describing, when this first started happening, your psyche's protecting you.
Yeah.
Your psyche's going, check out, dude. Just don't even. It's too much.
Yeah,
it is. And
for sure.
But then at some point you start learning to exhale because you really need to be able to do that.
Wow.
So, wow. I hope people get, and I just have to say to the audience, because, of course, connection codes are spread all over the world, but this is a 16-year-old. This isn't a dude that's got a master's degree in psychotherapy or something. This is a 16-year-old who's just human and he's functional because he has been given safe space, some tools to process. Because, we hear from people all the time. They're just like, oh, you don't understand. My situation's different. We just did an interview a few minutes ago with somebody that has a 16-year-old. And they said, oh, the 16-year-old, is kind of slow, stunted at this, doesn't really want to do it, but is starting to do it. And they've just recently it hasn't been that long since they've been introduced to the connection codes. So the 16-year-old, every human on the planet is dying to be authentic, to be vulnerable, to get to share. Everybody has a story and everybody wants to share their story. So I just can't emphasize to people enough, just do it. Will it be weird for a day, a week, a month? I don't know, maybe. Just keep going. If you go work out at a gym, don't go work out one and go, that was uncomfortable. That was weird, so I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
What? No, you got to go back, do it again, work out again. Don't say, well, I worked out once back in 2011, and that was enough. That doesn't make any sense.
That's such a great analogy, especially with you playing football, because I know, I've been around you long enough to know football practice.
Yeah, how many practices have you done?
Like
we did 5. We started in May. and we've done 5 days a week, and we're starting 6 days a week, and they're like 4-hour practices.
But that's
It's
just
just
this year.
crazy.
Yeah.
So you've done it before.
Yeah.
But also, like, during the summers, what time would you start?
There were some times where I had to wake up at 4:30.
Yeah,
Just
in
to
the
get
morning,
there. Yeah.
a.m. Like, and I think that for a lot of people, that's stupid. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who would bother? Like, why in the heck?
You have to be kind of psychotic to play football. I can't lie, because there's been some times where I'm on that field, I'm like, I just want to go home. I'm
Yeah.
so tired. Like there's
Yeah.
been times I'm laying on the. There was one time one of my strength and conditioning coaches, Jared Houston, great guy. I love him to death. I was laying there, and all of a sudden I just like someone touched my shoulder, and he's like, "Are you meditating?" And I'm like, "Yep." That's exactly. And I was like fighting for my life just on the field, trying to stay alive.
But your coaches
Yeah.
know that this is what it requires
Right.
to become
The best. Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
And y'all are wanting to be the best football team in your competition amongst other football teams,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And so coaches do things like I cannot even imagine to expect a bunch of teenagers to get up at 4:30 a.m. and to be at practice at 5:45. It's like, what? And yet the coaches are like, yeah, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
And, it's too hot in the middle of the day to play football around here in the dead of the summer. Like, you got to get up and do it really early in the morning. But I think about that even with the core motion wheel, because sometimes people will say, well, this doesn't sound natural, or this is awkward, or it's like, yeah, but it's the exercising of your brain. Yeah. It's connecting to that part of your brain that houses emotion, where you go, yeah, you got to tune in, and you got to learn to tune in. Yep. And this is the language of your emotion. And to be able to go, yeah, I want to, and the other day when we did it in the car, we didn't even have the core motion wheel in front of us.
Yeah.
And you were just like, all 8, one right after the other comes out like so freely, because you know them and you're connected to your emotional side.
Yeah.
And so, again, we wanted just to talk about this today for the sake of our audience, to have the vision that, and I think too, like, we started off with just your memories when you were much younger.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever dreaming that you would be walking through what you've walked through with your mom in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And you think, oh my word, this is the greatest tool to set us up for hard times in life, because there just are. And it doesn't have to be an extreme, like you're living an extreme situation.
Yeah.
But I think about, there's so many 16-year-olds specifically in your school, every one of them, that if they don't know how to get this stuff out of their bodies, then they're holding their breath all the time. They're holding it in, and they can't even get a deep breath. And when you do hold that in, that's when you have anxiety attacks. Yeah. That's when your brain just disconnects from itself. Like, you kind of go, I'm in a fog because I don't know how to I'm weighed down with life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be because of something extreme. It's like, if we don't know how to get this emotional language active and be a part of our lives, we kind of wander, and we just keep putting on more weight onto ourselves, and we are trying to walk around with all this weight.
Yeah. And then we put this human, 16-year-old kid, whatever, in a chair and say, hey, now we want you to learn a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what? He's holding his breath. We'd like you to sit down, take a deep, deep breath, now hold it for an hour and learn a bunch of stuff.
Or even like during a football game. Like, the whole game's an hour, running and holding you can't do it. Like, that was another thing. Like, just going through simple tasks without sharing your emotions.
Wow.
It's like holding your breath the entire day. And obviously you're just going to die.
Yeah.
But that's kind of insane.
We're not designed for that. We talk a lot on this podcast and in our presentations about Rowan and Malachi. They're really good connection coders.
Yeah.
They convey exactly
Who are Rowan
100%.
and Malachi, just in case our audience doesn't know?
1.5. They're both 1.5 years old, our grandsons. And they convey everything. You've noticed this about them.
Especially Malachi.
They don't
Malachi's
hold anything
on
back. Yeah. And they're exactly 100%. Yeah. And they don't do that because they're so dang smart. They're my grandsons, so obviously they're smart. But they do that because they're hardwired that way. They're coded that way. That's why it's called the connection codes. They're designed that way from birth. They just do that. They didn't decide to do that when they turn 1. It's like, well, how should we live? We'll be authentic. No, they're authentic. All of us were.
Yeah.
And then we get lost, we forget, and we're
you
just
think-
trying to restore people to that.
Do you think society does that to you?
Oh, dear
Just like
goodness.
the everything?
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like some, like even like back like in the 90s or whatever, early 2000s, like it was like men don't feel emotion. That was a
that
huge
actually started
one.
before the 90s.
Well, I don't. Y'all are really old, so I don't even know what.
Exactly.
The
Wow.
90s is as far
We're
as I
really
go
old.
back. Yeah.
Yes. That's been too long. I mean, who knows even when it started. But yeah, that's a good point. It's just, so many ingredients.
Yeah.
Society, interactions, people, conversations, culture, push this.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Well, before we run out of time,
Yes.
we always do the core emotion wheel
Okay.
on our podcast. So we'd love for
Yeah.
you to do it today. Start anywhere you want.
Okay. So joy that I'm on here today. That's awesome.
Yes.
Super awesome. Anger. I had to do football practice on a Saturday, which it's fun because I love football, but that's a little annoying. Shame. Oh, it's like this week, right? Like it can be kind of any time. Okay, well, I was with my girlfriend and she was like sad about something and I was like locked in on something I can't remember and I just feel shame for not like acknowledging that or whatever. So I feel really bad about that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Guilt. I feel guilty about my mom left for that trip that she went on and I forgot to text her like be safe or whatever. But I've been texting with her since, so it's all good. Fear about my mom's surgery. That's a huge one. Been stressing about that one for sure.
Yeah.
100%. Lonely. I feel like, I mean, obviously it's not right now, but I feel like when she does get the surgery, I'm basically just going to be, like, it's just going to be me and Addie. Because I can drive now, so I can drop her off wherever. I just feel like I'm going to be super lonely on that. Because it's just going to be, like, me and Ads, and I'm usually, like, used to my parents, like, hanging out. Sad. I'm going to come back to that one. Hurt. I felt hurt because we were watching football film, and I did, like, pretty bad. And then one of my coaches told me. But, I mean,
Wow.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then joy. Wait, did I already? Yeah, no. Okay, sad. With the football game that I was in, I felt a lot of sad because I did bad. Because they're like counting on me to do good, but I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're honored.
Yeah.
Of course.
Amazing. I love it. And again, I just have to emphasize to people, that's how we roll. That's what we do. That's
For
life.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the last time we were together, I encouraged you, and I kind of would love to end on this just with the idea that it's incredible to do it with someone else.
Yeah.
Like to be able to say these things out loud, whoever you feel safe with, right?
Hold on. Speaking on that one.
Yes.
With this, I did. So me and Campbell, me and my girlfriend, we started doing this.
That's
So whenever,
amazing.
Wow. You're
So
a
whenever
maniac.
we're in like a huge argument or something, which we usually don't get into those, but if we are, I'm like, hey, let's take a deep breath. Let's do this. Almost just like calm us down. So then we can like actually go into it with an open mind, or knowing each other's emotions too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so annoying.
Yeah.
We were 50.
Yeah.
We were in our 50s before. I'm serious. Before we got a clue. And, I say so often, this would have been nice to have when I was 16, to have when I was
Sure.
18,
It's
20.
awesome.
Oh, I'm
Well,
so proud of you.
I love that you said that because I would encourage you with Campbell to do it every day. Don't
Yeah.
wait until you're in an argument.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially like I know right now, because what is it, 48 hours and your mom will be in surgery, just to realize, and this is not just when we're in extreme situations, but to go, I got to do this every day because I want to keep all of this flowing out of my body, not get stuck.
Yeah. Totally.
And Campbell is somebody you feel really safe with. And just to even
sure.
ask her, hey, Campbell, can we do this every day?
She like 2 days ago, I was feeling a lot about it. And she was like, hey, let's just talk this out. And if you want to do the core emotion, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
And then she like pushed me to do it, which
I like her more and more.
she's awesome. I love her.
That's amazing.
But I mean, that is so huge because think about it in the sense of almost like if you visualize, if you don't speak it, it just gets stuck. And it's going to get stuck in your cells. It gets stuck in your arteries. Like think of it in that way. And to go, wow, I don't want this stuff to get stuck inside of me. I want to keep it going. And Campbell, just to say, can we just do this every day? Whether it's, if you see her you have to figure out like the right
times,
times, and to go, let's just do this every day.
Yeah.
Amazing. We're so
Yeah.
thrilled. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank y'all for
Such an
letting me be
honor.
on.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Love you so much.
Love y'all.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course.
So for you listeners, thank you for joining us today. And we do all of this.
Because you need this.
You deserve this.
So
let's do this.
Wow, thank you so much to Asher for coming on. I know that it is easy for us grown-ups. My kids will say, Mama, did you grow up in the oldies? It's easy for us it's easy for us to forget what it feels like to be 16 and what we're experiencing and what we're going against. And I love hearing your memories of learning these tools with Dr. Glenn and Phyllis as kids and how you and your cousins still incorporate it today. That is my dream as a parent, for my kids to reach a point where they're in conflict with each other and they whip out the wheel all by themselves. So I love hearing this. It gives me so much hope, even for the future. And thank you for sharing what you've been experiencing. I am so honored to be able to hear from you in your own journey. We had Meg on, and cancer is such a delicate and painful battle to experience. So thank you to our listeners. Thank you for being here every single week. I see that some of you are giving us those 5-star reviews. Our numbers are going up. And so if you have not done this yet, only about a fourth of our listeners have. I would ask you, plead with you, please go. It only takes a few seconds. Hit that 5-star review and let us know how this episode has impacted you. Share this with other parents of teenagers, because we need to remember what it's like and how to support our kids best. If you've not already downloaded our Core Emotion Wheel, Asher talks a lot about how it has helped him. Use this tool with your kids. It is a game changer. Go right now. There's a link in the show notes where you can download the wheel, use it for yourself, and incorporate it into your family. As Dr. Glenn and Phyllis always say, thank you for being here.